And now the exciting time. We are ready to make that offer. So what we're going to do is we're going to meet at my office. Sometimes we do this over the telephone, although it's nice to do it in person if we have the opportunity to do that. You're going to be providing me with your full legal names, the amount of earnest money that you will be wanting to place with your home. So, question right there. What is earnest money? Earnest money is the amount of money that you're going to offer and show that you are making this offer to purchase a seller's home in earnest. That amount of money will go towards your closing costs and your down payments. It is not up and above that offer. So you'll be thinking about that. So typically what we do is we will make the offer in your names for the purchase of such and such street in such and such city for the amount of, we will offer X amount of earnest money towards the purchase of the home. We will disclose the fact that you're either paying cash or you are financing or the property is subject to the sale of a home that you own at this time. If that's the case, we will talk about what we call in our area a bump clause. That means that you will be making an offer subject to the sale of your home, and the sellers will either come back and ask you to accept what they call a bump clause, meaning they can continue to market their home with the right to accept an additional offer, another offer, and notify you to say, are you going to be able to purchase your home with the same intention and by the same time that you made your offer? Or are you going to allow yourself to be bumped and move out of the way and let the other offer take over your first position? So with that in mind, let's continue on making our offer. So again, once we disclose on our offer to purchase how you're making your offer with cash or financing and any contingencies of the sale of another home, we will move towards the other items that need to be addressed. One, we will make the offer subject to a home inspection. Now, that's your decision on whether you have a home inspection, but my caveat is always have a home inspection because people don't know what's going on in their attics and in their crawl spaces. We check day-to-day things, but we need those things also to be checked for your best interests. And as I mentioned, we will be telling them about the financing. So with that in mind, we will step into the closing costs section of the offer and determine who will be paying what closing costs. Now, it goes back and forth over and depends on where you are in the country, etc., and what's going on in the marketplace. Sometimes it is very common that a seller will contribute towards your closing costs. Sometimes they won't, and it's your responsibility. There are numerous programs out there, depending on what your financial position is, on whether you will be able to get assistance with closing costs or not. But on an offer, we will outline that and either ask the seller or you will identify that you'll be paying your own closing costs. And then there will be individual fees that we will mark on a grid on the offer regarding what and whom are paying for those items. So we will pick a closing date, we will pick an inspection date, and when you have that inspection, that will be done within, typically in our area, it's done anywhere from 5 to 10 business days after the accepted offer. And once that's done and you go through the offer with your realtor of choice, you will then either accept it or you might possibly ask for some repairs to be uh, completed or negotiate the purchase price again. There are different ways that things can be addressed if an issue comes up. Once we have that inspection, your lender, if you're getting financing, will order the appraisal, and that is to determine value is there for the lender and the collateral that they're going to hold for loaning you the amount of money needed to purchase a home. Once that's completed, we will move towards our final days, and that is signing your closing papers, your lender papers at the title company. Once you sign your papers, and then funding will be approved by your lender. And sometimes that happens the same day, and sometimes it happens the next day. But this is just a kind of the tip of the iceberg and explaining how the situation and how the actual process works. So you will look for homes, you will find that dream home, we will put it on paper and make that offer. We will send that offer to the seller. They will accept or they will negotiate with you. We'll move to an inspection. Once we have that negotiated, we will then move to the appraisal. Once the appraisal is completed and the lender has everything that they need from you to confirm that they will finish this transaction out, we will then move to closing. Closing and funding are two different things. Closing is actually the signing of your papers. That's the terminology we use in our area. You will sign. You will not get your keys at signing, but you will get those at funding. So once you sign, the papers all go back to the lender. They review to make sure that everything has been signed. And once that happens, then they will fund the loan. The seller will get their proceeds for their property, and you will get the keys and move into your dream home. So these are some steps that I hope that this video has made easier for you to understand. And if I can help you with this process, this is Joanne Lowe with Idaho Farm and Home Realty and in and around town Caldwell with Joanne. Let's chat soon.